From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. 25 NCAA tournaments, 8 regional titles, and 6 trips to the College World Series. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
A good start. Friday, Auburn scored 6 times in the first and never trailed in a 12-5 opening night win. Last night, Kentucky scored 3 times in the first and never trailed in a 5-4 win. Today, the Tigers and Wildcats clash for an SEC Series win. Good afternoon to War Eagle from Sanford Stadium, Hitchcock Field at Plainsman Park. With Brad Law and Quinn Burkina in our Auburn Skyview studio, I'm Andy Bertram. Auburn's pitching has struck out 14 and walked just 1 last night. The Tigers trailed 5-0 after the second inning, staged a comeback. As a matter of fact, Auburn had the tying and winning runs aboard when the game ended. Kentucky, known for its small ball. However, the Cats smacked 3 home runs in that 5-4 win last night. Auburn goes with Alex Petrovic today. The redshirt sophomore right-hander is 5-1 with a 3.12 earned run average. Kentucky counters with Ben Cleaver. The junior right-hander is 1-2 with an ERA of 3.51. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Bertram.
Dr. Michael Zabala.
Well, it's kind of funny because he called me and said, I have an injured player. Can you make him something to get him back on the field? And if I'm entirely honest, I didn't know exactly how we were going to do it. But I said, yes, we absolutely can. I didn't even know who the player was, but I did feel pretty confident we could make something for him. So Robbie and Kirk Nelson show up with who ultimately was Anthony Schwartz. Right. So we brought him in. Jake Larson, who's now our head of engineering at EXO, was a PhD student in my lab at the time. And he quite brilliantly figured out how to go from the scan of Anthony's hand to a 3D printed device that he was able to wear in his hand. And he started wearing it in practices, and then he wore it in games. And next thing we knew, he was scoring touchdowns while he was wearing it.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with the Butch Thompson pregame report.
Well, the first inning of both ball games so far in this series has been a big key getting into the ball game for both of these teams.
Yeah, those have been first round trying to go for the haymaker, you know. Happened for us and happened for them yesterday. And, man, I'm so glad we hung with Marciano. Your best guy is so hard to take out, and he's been so great this year. And, man, he did hang in there. Yeah. And I just thought when it was 5-0, got runners at second, third, and he gets that strikeout to end the inning to keep us there. And, you know, I guess I misled our team. I told them, I'm like, man, if they don't score again, we're going to win this ball game. And Kulik and Brewer absolutely did a great job. So I thought the back half of Marciano, he started getting outs. They were still blasting the ball, and we were catching it and just created a moment for us there. And Kulik, Brewer, one of his best outings. I know it's his longest outing. Gave us a chance getting the ball game. I think, you know, we got to find a way, and I know I'm a broken record, but it's I think totally right. You take your feelings out. This is about 6 runs in this league, and that's hard to ask for an offense. And there's some measurements we're asking for our pitching staff. Like, if we're going to get beat, we're going to have to get beat like that. They hit the 3 home runs, the damage, but at the end of the day, we're 14 strikeouts and 1 walk, and they don't run off and leave us because we stay engaged. We threw 71% strikes yesterday, but that 6 runs huge. I think we'd be like 12-2 in this league right now. We've had too many games, 7 or 8 there, but we've been 4 or less. So there is a line right there, and I looked at it close to figure out where that is, and that's still the message. If you want to take all your feelings and heart and stuff out of this thing, is try to get to 6. And I did think, working through their bullpen, I felt like we were still going to have a big inning. I didn't think it was as electric as stuff and things that they were moving in and out of the ball game. I still felt like that we had a real good chance to play offense, but didn't happen late for us there. Left a guy at 3rd, and we got a series in the balance today.
What was the difference in Brewer's outing last night?
Yeah, I give him a ton of credit the last 2 or 3 weeks. I thought he had his stuff set early for us. He did some amazing work. And we took the slider out, just an east-west pitch. Too much, started having some command issues, hitting batters, etc. Was throwing too many fastballs because they didn't want to go to the slider, so he got hit on some fastballs. And so I give him credit, number 1, of hanging in there and keep wanting to compete. Number 2, I give Everett Teaford a ton of credit. So last night was fastball, changeup, and the changeup actually, especially left on left, it acted like a breaking ball, but it allowed him to stay in the lane from the pitching rubber to the plate. You could just absolutely see him stay in the lane. Everything was tunneling, and he filled up the strike zone like crazy, and the changeup played big. And I think that's why he had such a good outing and got a ton of confidence going and worked out of some trouble and damage and just had some really good, just a great adjustment. And that's what you want to see people is not quit, hang in there. How many times have we all been given grace and stuff throughout our life and stuff? And I think the problem is when you don't stay together and you don't keep believing in guys. This is a long journey and a lot to learn. And that was a huge, huge outing from them making a really positive adjustment and get going again.
Game 3, series on the line today, and you got Petrovic and Sanders ready to go.
That's what we have. And once they, if they beat us at that, then it's almost a tip of the hat. You got 2 starters for today. This worked last Saturday for us in Game 3 versus Arkansas, and I'd like to see a repeat performance of that. I'd like to see this offense get to 6 and in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because those are some of the markers that would lend to that scoreboard, for the good guys being on the right side.
6,600 on Friday, 6,600 again last night. I will never not be amazed by the atmosphere at this ballpark.
Yeah, it's tremendous, and the scouts that come in here and the people that are going to all these other stadiums and working, and when they roll through here, it's just it blows their mind from maybe what it was the last time to what it is now. And I think part of this is everybody's rooting for this team, and but I also think even more than that, there's something for everybody. We got the block party in the street closed off, starting the little Tiger Walk tradition for our guys. But it's not just the premium spaces, it's the general admission. I mean, those seats on top of that 35-foot wall is pretty special. The Yeti Yard, the back 40. But then all the little shops that are popped up. This is like it's an event. We learned so much from the bananas, some little texturing, and then I always try to, when we start going down the road of these questions, is Red Hobart, his experience and his mind and vision for this stuff is just absolutely creating an experience where you come to this ball game, the baseball traditionists that are looking at all the things and seeing and thinking the game the way I am is a certain amount, but now there's just there's entertainment, and there's something for everybody, male, female, young, old, that you can connect to at this ballpark. And I give a ton of credit to Rhett and everybody in our athletic department that just absolutely cared to create a pretty holistic setup here that to me is becoming second to none.
Go get them today. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
At BritBox, character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman. I'm a professional.
I'm a Time Lord.
I'm the Duchess of York.
Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This is Riley Green with Boot Barn, sharing a deep respect for the cowboy way. Growing up, my dad and granddad showed me what a true cowboy spirit looked like. They'd be up before dawn working with their hands. They taught me to grab the heavy end of a job and always do the right thing and shake hands like you mean it. That grit, that honesty and pride, that's what it means to be a cowboy. Riley Green and Boot Barn, proudly honoring the cowboy way.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We'll start with Kentucky. The visitors 25 wins and 9 losses on the year. Nick Mingione's club 7-7 in the SEC. The shortstop Tyler Bell leads it off. He's followed by the second baseman Luke Lawrence. Batting third, the center fielder Jace Tharnish. Cleanup man is the right fielder Carson Hansen. Tyler Cerny plays first base and bats fifth. Scott Campbell Jr. is the left fielder. He's hitting sixth. Hitting seventh, the third baseman Caden Cloud. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter Ethan Hindle. And Ryan Schwartz catches and bats ninth. Again for the Wildcats, Bell, Lawrence, Tharnish, Hansen, Cerny, Campbell, Cloud, Hindle, and Schwartz. Now for the Auburn Tigers, 23-11 overall. Butch Thompson's team also 7-7 in SEC play. It is center fielder Bristol Carter leading off. Chase Fralick catches and bats second. Eric Guevara plays and hits third. Chris Rembert at second base is the cleanup hitter this afternoon. Batting fifth, the left fielder Bub Terrell. Hitting sixth in right field, it's Ethan Bingaman. Eddie Madrigal plays first base. He'll bat seventh. Brandon McCrane plays shortstop and hits eighth. And rounding out the order, the designated hitter Logan Gregorio. Again for the Tigers, Carter, Fralick, Guevara, Rembert, Terrell, Bingaman, Madrigal, McCrane, Gregorio. Gorgeous day. Bright sunshine, warm day. We're ready for the Tigers to try to take the series. First pitch follows this final pregame timeout. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout. Yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosk around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game. Plus, home men's and women's basketball games, baseball, and softball. Live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Back at Plainsman Park, the Auburn Tigers are just about ready to take the field behind Alex Petrovic. The intro video playing, crowd continuing to file in. Lots of sunshine on a warm, sunny afternoon. When Auburn takes the field, here's the defensive alignment. Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center. Ethan Bingaman will head out to right field. Along the infield at the corners, it's Eric Guevara at third, Eddie Madrigal at first. Up the middle, Brandon McCrane at short, Chris Rembert at second, Chase Freilich in his usual spot behind the plate. And Alex Petrovic gets to start. 6'4", 241-pound redshirt sophomore right-hander from Cypress, Texas, and Concordian Lutheran High School. He's 5-1 this year in 8 starts, an earned run average of 3.12, 40 and a third innings pitched, 30 hits allowed, 15 runs, 14 of them earned. He has walked only 9 and struck out 45. Opposition hitting .203 against Alex Petrovic. In SEC play, Petro, one of the team leaders, one of the captains. He's 2-1 with a 380 earned run average. 4 starts, 21 and a third innings, 17 hits, 9 earned runs, 7 walks, 22 strikeouts, and teams are hitting .213 against Petrovic in those SEC starts. So conference start number 5 for Petro as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Bell, Lawrence, and Tharnish to start it for Kentucky. Bell and Lawrence, both from the Chicago area, so the Southsiders get it going for Kentucky. And here to get the story started for you today, once again, the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Brad, thank you. Our first pitch weather forecast brought to you by Jackson Services. When your comfort quits, Jackson Services showed up. Heating, air, and plumbing done right first time. Family owned since 1973. Call Jackson Services today and feel the difference. Jackson Services, delivering comfort, creating trust. 82 degrees at game time today. Mostly sunny skies overhead. Wind out of the southeast at 11 miles per hour. It will be Tyler Bell, Luke Lawrence, and Jace Tharnish. All three have had good weekends for Kentucky, the first 3 to bat against Alex Petrovic today.
While we wait, in the SEC on the Yellowwood scoreboard, Florida drilling Georgia in the bottom of the 7th in Athens, 13-5 in the rubber game of that series. Tennessee playing for the sweep at Mississippi State. Volunteers lead the Bulldogs 2-1 in the 4th. Ole Miss playing for a sweep of LSU, and in the first inning the Rebels got a pair. It's 2-0. Alabama leads Arkansas 2-0. They're in the 4th in Tuscaloosa as the Crimson Tide try to salvage Game 3 of that series. Texas and Texas A&M are in a weather delay. 16 teams in the SEC. 11 of those 16 entering today are between 8-6 and 6-8.
Both of these teams are in that.
Right in the middle of that,
yes.
At 7-7.
Exactly.
So it is just wild, and it's going to be wild all the way down to the last weekend.
Tyler Bell will lead it off for Kentucky. Left-handed hitter. 4 for 9 on the weekend with a home run yesterday to lead off the game. Switch hitting. He's batting left-handed against the right-hander Petrovic. Bats .355 this year, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. And Petrovic works, and the first pitch is fouled back. 92 on the fastball from Petrovic. Damian Beal works the plate today. Michael Phillips at first, Alex Ransom at second, and Jeff Wright, the third base umpire. Petrovic from the stretch in the 0-1. Strike 2 on the inside corner.
Beal's been doing games a long time. Typically, the old school umpires, the strike zone is a little bit bigger. Something we'll watch today.
Petrovic ahead of Bell. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Fastball right down the middle.
Strike. Bell just stood there for about a 3 count.
Remember, he crowds the plate, so
Yeah.
anything on the inside corner to him probably looks inside. A 3-pitch strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Petrovic and the Tigers. K-Canner presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Here's Luke Lawrence. 4 for 7 on the weekend with a couple runs batted in and a run scored. Another left-hander right on top of the plate. And the pitch from Petrovic. He shows bunt, takes a strike. 94 on that fastball from the big right-hander from Texas. Guevara plays up at third. Pitch. Foul tip. 0-2 to Lawrence.
Nothing but strikes here from Petro early.
Oh, 2 to Lawrence. Nobody on, 1 out. We're in the top of the first. Lawrence crowds the plate even more and waits on the 0-2 pitch from Petrovic. Here it is. Swing and miss, struck him out.
Fastball again, but instead, against a lefty crowding the plate, he went up and away and got him to chase.
2 strikeouts by Petrovic.
On 6 pitches.
The K-Canner presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Now Jace Tharnish. 5 for 9 this weekend. 2 runs scored and an RBI for Tharnish, who was the leadoff man on Friday and the number 3 hitter yesterday and today. Petrovic, the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Guevara to his left. Fields and throws. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. A 7-pitch first inning for Alex Petrovic. Auburn comes to the plate in the bottom of the first, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regents.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Three up, 3 down for Kentucky in the top of the first. Auburn comes to bat. Carter Freilich and Guevara against Ben Cleaver, 6'3", 185, a junior out of Thompson Station, Tennessee. Cleaver this year, a lefty. He's 1-2 in 8 starts. Earned run average just above 3.5. 25, that's 25 2/3 innings in 8 starts. 23 hits, 15 runs, only 10 of those earned. He's walked 17, struck out 31. He's hit 8 batters, and teams are hitting .242 against Ben Cleaver. Defensively, Scott Campbell Jr. in left, Jace Tharnish in center, Carson Hansen in right. Along the infield, Caden Cloud at third, Tyler Bell at short, Luke Lawrence at second. It's Tyler Cerny at first. Ryan Schwartz starting a second straight game behind the plate. So we have seen the right-handers, Jelkin and Harris. Now they leave it to Cleaver to finish out the weekend.
Bristol Carter, Chase Freilich, Eric Guevara for Auburn in the first. If anybody gets on, Chris Rembert. Tigers in the white trousers today, blue stripe down the side, orange jerseys, blue numerals and lettering. The script Auburn across the front. Blue ball caps and bills, the orange AU across the front. Kentucky, gray trousers, blue stripe down the side. Black jerseys with blue numerals and lettering, white trim. Black ball caps with the blue bill. Carl Nonamaker, Auburn third base coach. Sonny DeShera at first, and Bristol Carter will lead it off for Auburn, 2 for 8 this weekend. And the first pitch is a strike.
Auburn saw Cleaver last year in Lexington. That's about all they did, though, was see him. Pitched 4 1/3, gave up just 1 hit.
0-1 pitch to Bristol. High, ball 1.
And he's not going to blow you away with velocity. The fastball is going to be low 90s at best.
Left-hander winds in the 1-1. Strike 79. His curveball at times will drop into the 60s. He's ahead of Bristol Carter, a ball and 2 strikes. Now the wind in the pitch. High, ball 2, 85 on the fastball.
And I think Carter's showing you what the approach has to be against Cleaver. He's not gone deep in ball games this year. Between hit batters, walks, and hits allowed, it's about 2 base runners per inning.
2-2, ball 3 high. And all 3 pitches that he has missed in this at-bat have been up.
Would be good to get Carter on base to start.
Full count to Bristol, leading off the Auburn first. Here's the pitch. Walked him, missed high and away. And the leadoff man is on for the Tigers. And Auburn's best base runner is on to lead off the first inning.
He's already stolen 1 base in the series, 6 of them in conference play.
23 out of 24 on the season, and here's Fralick. 1 for 9 this weekend. Couple runs scored and an RBI for Chase.
Sorry, Andy. Schwartz showed a really strong arm yesterday.
He did. Carter with a good lead at first. And a throw over. And Bristol is back. Just a, hey, we know you're there kind of throw over there.
Cleaver's numbers a little bit, they're affected by his start against Alabama. He only went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs on a hit.
And another throw to first, and Bristol is back.
His other SEC starts, 3 2/3 against Ole Miss, 2 2/3 against LSU. Last week, gave up 4 runs, but only 1 of them earned on 4 hits in 4 2/3 innings against Missouri.
Bristol again out, now dives back. He was already starting that move to second base, and he dives back safely.
Well,
Cleaver preseason second team all SEC by the coaches. This guy was 6-3 with a 3.25 ERA last season. Stretch. Here's a pitch. Strike called on the outside corner to Fralick. A year ago, lefties hit just 165 against Cleaver. And another throw to first, and Bristol is back just a few steps off the bag.
Well, we've seen in the first 2 games of the series how important scoring early has been. Both teams putting up crooked numbers in the first inning of their wins in the series.
Bristol, huge lead, now back to the bag, and another throw to first, and he's back.
He was out.
He was a third of the way.
Feet, yeah, 15 feet or so at least.
Cleaver, you're hearing it from the orange and blue right now. 0-1 to Fralick. Stretch in the pitch. High, ball 1.
And the more Carter divides Cleaver's attention, the better that is, either for Fralick or maybe he makes a mistake with his location or he just can't find the strike zone.
A ball and a strike to Chase. Here's the pitch. Missed the outside corner. Schwartz tried to frame it, but the count is 2 balls and a strike. A sensational day for baseball. Sun-splashed afternoon at Plainsman Park. A runner at first for Auburn, bottom of the first. 2 balls and a strike to Fralick. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, swing and a foul back. Fralick upset with himself. He had an opportunity to go the opposite way there. 2-2 the count.
Just looking at these walk numbers for Cleaver. He's walked at least 2 in 7 straight starts going back to February 21st.
And he walked Carter to open this game. Bristol with the lead. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fralick. Here comes the pitch. Swing, line drive, left center field. That's down for a base hit into the gap. That will get almost to the warning track. Bristol Carter to third and Fralick to second base with a stand-up double. 12th of the year for the Auburn catcher.
He missed on 2-1. He didn't miss on 2-2. And Tharnish saved a run.
Sure did.
Because he got over there to it fast enough to cut it off from getting all the way to the wall.
If he doesn't, Carter scores, and it might be a triple for Freilich. We've seen the range from Tharnish all weekend long in center field for Kentucky. But Auburn with runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the first, and this is Guevara. 4 for 8 on the weekend with 3 runs scored. The pitch drops in for a strike at 67.
That's that straight curveball. Schwartz might have helped it some, but it's got a lot of vertical drop.
Carter at third and Freilich at first. Tigers trying to break on top here in game 3. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another one at 67. And Guevara on top of it.
Yep.
And the count is no balls and 2 strikes.
Susceptible to the breaking ball. Saw it in his next to last at bat last night.
Pitch on the way. Fouled back. Fastball up and in, and Eric fouled it back. His fastball, as Brad mentioned, 86, 88. He might hit 90 today.
But if you throw the curveball at 67 or 68, that sure does make the fastball look faster.
0-2 to Guevara, second and third. Nobody out for Auburn in the first. Comes the pitch. Ground ball foul past third. Guevara stayed on top of that one and fouled it off.
Slowed his bat down, made contact. That's tough. He'd not thrown that curveball to Carter or Freilich.
A leadoff walk to Carter. He went to third on the double to left center by Freilich. Count is 0-2 to Eric Guevara. Cleaver comes set. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And Guevara down on strikes. Got him with a fastball that was out of the strike zone high.
Yep, there you see what makes Cleaver good, though, when he's good, is the curveball. Now the fastball, you see it start up there high. You're expecting the drop, and it doesn't. You can't stop the swing. It's exactly what happened.
Here's Chris Rembert. Pitch. There's the curveball at 68 for a strike.
Yeah, that was high, and Schwartz helped him out a lot there.
And Damian Beal starting to hear it.
Yeah. I like, though, that now Rembert has seen everything from Cleaver, and he's a study. He's a good study of other pitchers.
Stretch in the pitch. Swing on a fly ball into right center field. Tharnish will get there to make the catch. He does. Carter tags, and he will score. Freilich will stay at second. An RBI for Rembert, his 26th of the year, gives Auburn a 1-0 lead. Tell you what, do you see how far Tharnish went to get to that ball?
Oh, I'm telling you, he's of the guys we've seen this year, I don't know who I put ahead of Tharnish in terms of just being able to cover ground in center field. He can get there.
2 outs now, and here's Bob Terrell. Tiger left fielder is 2 for 8 this weekend with 3 runs scored. Freilich down at second base, 2 down in the inning. Stretch in the pitch. It misses low. Bub batting .294 this season, tied for the team lead with 6 homers. 20 runs batted in. Pitch. Missed outside, 2-0 the count. You saw the shortstop get in behind Freilich, didn't you?
Got in behind Freilich, and he's going to stay there now, so it's a shift. Bub's got that left side open if he can punch one through the shortstop.
A run home for Auburn in the first. 2 balls and no strikes to Bub Terrell. Stretch and pitch. Bub swings and misses at one that just disappeared down. 2-1.
See fewer and fewer pitchers throw fastballs on 2-0. Everybody's anticipating it now, but you might see 1 out of 10 now actually get the fastball there.
2-1 delivery. Bub swings and misses. He tried to stay back on that one, came up empty. 2-2.
So back-to-back off-speed pitches. You would naturally think he would come back to the fastball here. Although he's gotten swings and misses on the breaking stuff.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Terrell. The pitch on the way. Line drive down the right field line. It is foul. About 6-7 feet.
couldn't stay back enough. Sized it up pretty well. Still a little bit early.
Auburn women's tennis could be on their way to an SEC championship. They're on top of Vanderbilt 1-0 over at the Yarborough Tennis Center and leading in their singles matches to claim an SEC title. 2-2 pitch. Bub, little looper down the left field line, curving foul. And onto the concourse level and beyond the Yeti yard.
And because that fastball is going to top out in the mid to upper 80s, you can look for the breaking ball first. And then if he throws the fastball, you've still got time. And Bub certainly has got the quickness to get those hands around and make contact if he throws the fastball.
Count remains 2-2 to Terrell. Freilich at second, 2 outs in the first. Auburn on top 1-0. Cleaver the stretch, checks the runner. And the pitch. Inside high, bounces out of the glove of Schwartz, and the count goes full to Bub Terrell. Bingaman on deck. Outfield play straight away with Terrell at the plate. Infield with the shift to the right side. Big hole on the left side of the infield. Stretch and pitch. Bub sends one into right. Long run, Hansen at the warning track. That is gone on top of the Performance Center in right. And the Tigers go up 3-0 on the 7th round tripper of the year for Bub Terrell.
He looked breaking ball first. And there's not any rain today. That was a rainbow.
Sure was.
That one set the altitude record for the year so far.
And it's Auburn that breaks on top today in the first inning. Auburn scored 6 in the first on Friday. Tigers won 12-5. Kentucky scored 3 in the first yesterday, held on for a 5-4 win. And after Petrovic set down Kentucky in order on 7 pitches in the top of the inning, Auburn comes back and scores 3 runs in the bottom of the first, still not out of it yet. The big blow, the 2-run homer to right by Bub Terrell.
Good to see the power in this inning. The double by Freilich, the homer by Terrell. But the key pitch in that at-bat was the fastball that he fouled off with 2 strikes after back-to-back breaking balls.
Here's Bingaman. First pitch, off-speed delivery at 65, high and away, 1-0.
And after that pitch, Cleaver, Terrell looked like that was his mindset, is I'm going to look breaking ball first and know I've got time to foul off fastball.
1-0 to Bingaman. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. 362-foot round tripper for Bub Terrell. On top of the Performance Center, the Josh Donaldson Performance Center in right. Now the 2-0. Missed upstairs. He held up. 3-0 the count. Winding the 3-0 to Bingaman. There's a strike down the middle. 3-0 Auburn on top. We're in the bottom of the first. Sacrifice fly by Rembert. 2-run homer to right by Terrell.
Pitch number 30 of the inning for Cleaver.
Pitch is 2-2 now, and Bingaman strikes out. So that 3-0 pitch we thought was actually a strike, and the inning comes to a close. Tigers get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. We're through 1. Auburn 3, Kentucky nothing. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
3-0 Auburn on top as Kentucky comes to the plate in the top half of the second. Today's second inning is presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you. Petrovic threw 7 pitches to get out of the top of the first. And then Auburn responded in the bottom half of the frame. A leadoff walk to Bristol Carter, double to left center by Freilich. Carter scored on a sacrifice fly by Chris Rembert. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, Bub Terrell hit his team-leading 7th home run off of the Donaldson Performance Center. And right, the Donnie. And Auburn leads at 3-0. That was his nickname here, Donnie.
Okay.
Maybe we could come up.
Call the building the Donnie?
The Donnie.
I don't mind that.
Okay. All right, here's Carson Hansen, the right fielder. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss at the slider.
Whew.
Hansen, 2 for 8, make that 3 for 8 this weekend with a run scored. Stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Same result. 0-2.
Auburn goes into the shift defensively with 2 strikes.
Petrovic always off the stretch. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Boy, that was nasty.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
A back-to-back just complete wipeout sliders, and Hansen was not close.
3rd strikeout for Petrovic. The K counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Our buddies out in the K corner could be busy today.
Petrovic's thrown 10 pitches. They've all been strikes.
And this is Tyler Cerny, the first baseman. Right-handed hitter, batting .226 on the campaign. Pitch to him. Strike. Cerny 2 for 8 this weekend, a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Stretch in the pitch. Ground ball foul to the edge of the Auburn dugout.
I don't know what the record is for consecutive strikes to start an outing.
I don't know. He's at 12 right now.
Yeah.
And counting. 0-2. Well, he's lost it now. That missed low and away. First pitch out of the strike zone after 12 straight strikes by Petrovic. 1-2 the count. Shakes off a sign. Petrovic comes set. 1-2 to Cerny. Popped it up. Shadow left, Bub Terrell. Glasses are on. That's a good thing. He is in, and he gives way to Bristol Carter, who also has his glasses on, and he makes the catch. 2 outs.
Well, you better have your glasses on today because
Yes.
there aren't enough clouds to hide the sun. Bristol had to come a long way for that.
He did.
I think he had a better read on it. The way Bub was jogging in, I don't know that he had a read on the ball right away. So Carter took over, called it off, and made the catch.
Bub will tell you that he did.
Right.
2 down, and here's Scott Campbell Jr., the left fielder. Even with 2 outs, Guevara plays up at 3rd and close to the line. Stretch in the pitch. Fastball that missed high at 93. Campbell looking for his first hit of the weekend. He's 0 for 9 with a run scored. Batting .246, a couple homers, 20 runs batted in. 3-0 Auburn on top. We're in the top of the second. 2 outs and nobody on. And now Freilich, I think the pitch con. He's looking for a new one. Carl Nunemaker helping. Yep. You will see Chase reach underneath his left shin guard up at the knee, and that's how he communicates to his pitchers what pitch he wants. A ball and no strikes to Campbell. Stretch and delivery. Campbell fouls it back. A ball and a strike. Again, Guevara plays up at third even with 2 outs, and he awaits the 1-1. Here it is. Strike.
Beautiful.
Slider inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on for UK. A ball and 2 strikes to Campbell. Stretch and delivery. Miss low and away. 2-2. Petrovic reaches down, ties his right shoe, picks up his glove with the ball in it. Now back on top of the hill. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Campbell. Stretch and delivery. Got him. Swing with a fastball on the inside corner. The 4th strikeout for Petrovic. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. 3 up, 3 down for UK in the second. Tigers lead at 3-0. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing, we believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit accsauburn.com to learn more. That's accsauburn.com.
Alabama license number 12084. Keeping your money in a traditional savings account is like using the Yellow Pages instead of Google. Outdated and slow. Skip the small, slow returns and put your money to work with the Max Elevate Money Market. You get all the same security of a savings account, plus the ability to earn even more on your money. Get started at mymax.com/elevate or call us at 260-2600. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Plainsman Park, bottom of the second. Auburn 3, Kentucky nothing. Rubber game of the series between the Tigers and the Cats. On the first 2 days of this series, the team that scored in the first won. Auburn scored 6 times Friday. Kentucky scored 3 times yesterday. Auburn scored 3 times here today. And it's the bottom third of the order for Auburn in the second. Eddie Madrigal, Brandon McCrane, and Logan Gregorio.
I'm told in the YouTube chat that Jake Marciano holds the record for 14 consecutive strikes against Youngstown State.
Huh.
Yeah.
First pitch to Eddie. Inside, ball 1.
You know, if you could put up another couple of runs here against Cleaver, the way Petrovic has started this game, and you really put some pressure on them.
1-0. Madrigal to the right side. Backhand stab, first baseman throws to the pitcher covering. Nicely played by UK. Cerny to Cleaver covering. And Cerny had to go a long way and then throw back across his body to the pitcher.
Yeah, he didn't rush it. He didn't look like a guy who was only playing first base for the 4th time this year. He's played at all 3 games of this series and their midweek, so a little more comfortable back there now, but he played that well.
There's the Auburn shortstop, Brandon McCrane. He's batting .356 on the year. No homers, 15 runs batted in. He's 4 for 6 this weekend. Winding the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. McCrane has scored twice, has driven a home run for the Tigers in his redshirt freshman season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball into shallow center. Second baseman is out. Lawrence underneath this one makes the catch. 2 outs.
He hit that curveball off the end of the bat. He couldn't slow the bat down enough, and there wasn't much behind the swing.
2 outs and nobody on in the second inning, and that brings Logan Gregorio to the plate.
Sometimes when you get 3 runs, including a homer, a couple of extra base hits against a guy in 1 inning, the guys who go up the next inning want to keep the hit parade going, and you kind of come off the patient approach that got you started the inning before.
2 outs and nobody on. The pitch to Gregorio. There's a strike.
That's what you want to make Cleaver do consistently, and what he's had trouble doing consistently is throwing majority strikes.
0-1. High and away. Schwartz tried to frame that one. A ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Strike two on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to Logan Gregorio.
And now you got to be more active with 2 strikes, but I like that approach. I don't mind you seeing a couple of strikes from him.
I think Logan wiping a particle away from his eye.
Yeah, the wind gusted up, and it's blowing in today. Right. It may not be the last time that happens.
Cleaver ahead of Gregorio, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Wind and delivery. Tried the curveball, he missed down and away. 2-2. Logan 2 for 7 with an RBI for the Auburn DH. In the 9 hole, McCrane, the number 9 hitter for Auburn the first 2 days. Now a 2-2. Ground ball to the right side, second baseman playing back. Fields and throws. Lawrence to Cerny. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cleaver. We're through 2 in game 3 of this series between Auburn and Kentucky. Tigers lead it by a score of 3-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Cook's Pest Control. The best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928, and the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers.
3-0, Auburn leads it. And we're getting word from the Yarborough Tennis Center that Auburn women's tennis has claimed the SEC championship today. They finish off Vanderbilt. Congratulations to Jordan Szabo and the Tigers. Boy, that's a team that will be playing at the Yarborough Tennis Center deep into this NCAA tournament. They will host a regional, and they should be hosting a super regional if they advance. And an SEC championship to boot. Congratulations to Auburn women's tennis. All right, 7, 8, 9 hitters for Kentucky in the third. It's Caden Cloud to face Petrovic. 19 pitches into this outing for Petro. Pitch inside, ball 1. Tigers scored 3 times in the bottom of the first. Sacrifice fly by Rembert and a 2-run homer by Terrell. Auburn's first homer of the weekend. 1-0 pitch. Strike. Slider for strike 1. A ball and a strike. Cloud is 1 for 9 this weekend with an RBI. Alex off the stretch. And the pitch on the way. Fly ball into center. Bristol Carter back a few steps. Now squares up and makes the catch. Maybe a couple steps in front of the warning track in dead center. 1 down.
Cloud guessed fastball on the 1-1 and got it and hit it pretty well. Just didn't have enough muscle behind it to push it further out there.
1 down in the third, and that brings Ethan Hindle to the plate. Hindle in last night's game hit a solo home run to lead off the second. 1 pitch later, the man in the on-deck circle, Ryan Schwartz, also went deep. That gave Kentucky their 5-run lead that held up the pitch. Hindle takes a strike. Off-speed delivery. They scored their first. They scored their only 5 runs in the first 2 innings last night. Auburn came back, had the tying and the winning run on base in the bottom of the 9th, but couldn't drive them home. Kentucky evened the series, winning last night 5-4. 0-1 to Hindle. Fouled out of play off the right side. 0-2 the count.
Went fastball on 0-1 that time. Hindle was just a little bit behind it. Now Petrovic can throw just about anything he wants.
Ahead of Hindle, no balls and 2 strikes. Stretched by Petrovic, and the pitch. Missed upstairs with the fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield play straight away, infield back. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Now the 1-2 to Hindle. Came up and in. Was that a foul ball?
Yep.
Okay. It got past Freilich. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. That may have gotten Damian Beal on the deflection. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base side. Oh, nice play. Guevara to his knees, throws to first, got him. Holy cow! Eric Guevara to his left, to his knees, and a strike to first, and that's our defensive play of the game, presented by Cook's Pest Control. The best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control. South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928, and the official pest control provider of the Auburn Tigers.
The stop was impressive, but it was more impressive that instead of rushing a throw from a knee, he got back up, centered himself quickly, and then threw accurately to first.
2 down. And here's Schwartz, the catcher. Pitch. Foul back. Schwartz was one of the hitting stars for Kentucky yesterday, going 2 for 4. He homered and doubled as he got the start behind the plate. Just the 4th game that he has caught for Kentucky. Now the 0-1. Just missed the outside corner, 1-1 the count. He was recruited as a catcher. Just hasn't had a lot of experience, and Kentucky down in its depth at catcher. And Schwartz has filled in admirably this weekend. 1-1 the count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball, third base side. Guevara charges. Got the short hop, throws to first, and got it. Oh, Eric Guevara showing off down at third base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left in the top of the 3rd for Kentucky. Tigers to the plate, leading 3-0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn University Board of Trustee member Bob Dumas.
My senior year, where we won it, was at Burning Tree in Decatur. Had some great teammates and great players, and it just all came together that week. We had been close. We had had a good year. We'd won several tournaments and felt like we had the capacity and the courage to do it, and we did. I think more was a very joyous time, of course, being the first. But I think later on, as you grow older, you begin to appreciate and value that much more.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
.40 pitches into the outing for Ben Cleaver. He goes to work for Auburn, or against Auburn, in the bottom of the 3rd. And it's the 2nd time through the order for Auburn. Top 3 in the order: Carter, Freilich, and Guevara. Auburn leads it 3-0. Today's 3rd inning is presented by the Vance Law Firm. At the Vance Law Firm, they say, dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333.
Cleaver only needed 10 pitches to get through the 2nd in order, so let's see if Carter goes up there patient again as he was in his first at bat.
He walked and scored the first of 3 runs for Auburn in the first. 3 runs, 2 hits for Auburn. Zeros on the board right now for Kentucky. The pitch. Bristol shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a strike. Bristol is 2 for 8 on the weekend, a couple RBIs, and 2 runs scored. The lefty, the wind, and the pitch. That one missed a little bit low. A ball and a strike. Third baseman Cloud even with the bag. Now they come up at first, and the pitch to Carter, fastball that misses high.
He missed high every time he missed to Carter in the first inning. And we have our first Yellowwood scoreboard final today. Florida wins the series at Georgia, taking today's game 13-7.
And that's where Auburn goes next weekend, Florida, 2-1. Swing and a miss. That one down and away from Carter. He looks at and asked Damian Beal, was that a strike? I'm not sure it was.
No.
On its merit, but it was a swinging strike. 2-2 the count. Here's the wind and the pitch. Bristol lines it, base hit to left. Just reached out and sent it into left field.
That's exactly what he did. That curveball at 66, the slowest pitch Kleber has thrown today, and he had to reach out over the plate to get it and pull it.
I'm not sure it was a strike.
I'm not either.
A leadoff single for Bristol Carter.
Yeah, he drew 4 or 5 throws over last time.
And something going on down at first base. The first base umpire, Michael Phillips, in between Bristol Carter and the first baseman, Tyler Cerny. Now, I will tell you, Carter did flip his bat.
Yeah, he did.
After the base hit. That may have raised the attention of Kentucky. Here's Freilich, a double into the gap in left center. Back in the first inning, the stretch. And a throw over, and Carter is back.
Freilich could do one of a couple of things here. He could pull one through the right side. He's a good pull hitter. And holding Carter on, that opens up that side a little more. Or he could try to shoot one down the third base line.
Another throw to first. Carter back, standing up with a tag from Cerny. Kleber comes set. And another throw to first, and Carter is back. There is activity in the bullpen for Kentucky. Pitch on the way. Freilich takes it high. Fastball up. As Brad noted, when he has missed with his fastball, it has been up early in this ball game. 1-0 the count to Chase. Leadoff single for Bristol Carter. He's at first. Short lead right now. And the pitch. Freilich takes it in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Schwartz. 2 balls and no strikes to Freilich.
We can't see in there, but I won't be surprised if this is Will Coleman. He's been a midweek starter for Kentucky. They don't have a midweek game. And so very likely Coleman the first out of the bullpen today.
And the Kentucky pitching coach is out, perhaps to settle down Kleber if he needs it. And 2, to give that reliever out there a little more time to warm up, Dan Roselle. Transfer, not a transfer, he went to North Florida, graduated from North Florida in 2000.
He didn't transfer anywhere else, did he?
I don't know.
It was before the age of the portal.
I have no idea. I don't know why I said that.
I think it's a rule. Nowadays in college athletics, you have to say transfer once an hour. It's like the FCC with legal IDs at the top of the hour.
Used to be the top and the bottom of the hour.
Right.
But I digress. 2-0 the count to Freilich. Runner at first, nobody out. Auburn in the third. And another throw to first. And Bristol just about a step off the bag right now. And he's trying to play games with the Kentucky defense.
And it's working.
Now the 2-0. Freilich takes a strike. Bounces out of the glove of the catcher. 2 balls and a strike to Chase, who may have been up there just to get a strike before he goes to work.
I think that's the approach you have to take against Kleber.
Frelick's double into the gap in left center in the first was his 12th of the season. Now the count is 2-1. Here's the pitch. Line drive down the first baseline, foul. But he turned on that one. And the count is 2-2.
That's as hard as he's hit a ball in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That was crushed.
Wind is whipping through the stadium in from right field. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Frelick. There it is. Swing, and he loops one into left. Campbell back at the warning track, now to his right, in, makes the catch, 1 out. One out in the inning, and that will bring Eric Guevara to the plate. A strikeout victim on 3 pitches in the first inning.
Yeah, curveball, high fastball was the sequence last time. Wonder if Cleaver tried to sneak that fastball in to start the sequence here.
1 out and a runner at first for Auburn. Bottom of the third, Tigers lead it 3-0. Another throw to first, and Carter is back. Cleaver stretches. And the pitch. Guevara fouls it off his foot.
You understand why they're paying such attention to Carter at first base. It's already 3-0, and if Auburn opens up and puts another crooked number up here, the way the game has started with Petrovic on the mound as good as he's been, you get into a deep hole early in this one.
0-1. Missed the corner. Fastball off the outside edge. I think a fastball, 83. The ball and a strike to the Auburn third baseman. Carter with the lead. Oh, he was leaning that time. They throw over. He dives back safely. One ball and 1 strike to count. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Bounced up there, nicely blocked by Schwartz.
Yeah, he saved 90 feet there, just stuck his chest out.
2 balls and a strike to count to Guevara. Auburn looking to add to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Carter with the lead at first base, the stretch and the pitch. Guevara left side base hit into left field. Carter will hold up at second base. And the Tigers have runners at first and second with 1 out in the third.
Fastball that I think got more of the plate than Cleaver would have liked. It was at the knees. Guevara turned on it, got his 5th hit of the weekend.
And here's Rembert. Chris with a sacrifice fly in the first, his 26th run batted in this season. He's now 1 behind Frelick in that department. He's got Guevara at first and Bristol Carter at second. Stretch in the pitch. Foul ball to the Auburn dugout.
If it is Coleman, he's a lefty. So with Terrell on deck, might you be at the end of the line here for Cleaver?
Pitch. Up and in. They'll appeal to first, I'm sure, won't they?
I guess not.
Count is 1-1.
A little surprised by that.
I am too. 1-1 the count. Carter from second, Guevara from first. Stretch and a throw back to second base with the second baseman covering.
Chris had some really good swings in yesterday's game. Had struggled a bit a couple games in a row, had 2 hits, and almost won the ball game. Fly ball to deep right field in the 9th.
1-1 pitch. Rembert up the middle, base hit into center field. They'll bring Carter home. He clips the bag at third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. 4-0 Auburn. Second RBI of the day for Chris Rembert.
And that was a prototypical Chris Rembert swing. Power, drive, cut the field in half, nearly took Cleaver's glove off. Back up the middle.
And now Terrell to the plate with runners at first and second and one out. Bub with a 2-run homer off the top of the Donnie back in the first. 4-0 Auburn on top, one out. We're in the third. Stretch by Cleaver in the pitch. Just off the outside edge. 1-0 the count.
I'm a little surprised they're giving him another chance to face Bub.
It is lefty on lefty, and that may be the difference.
Yeah, maybe. You're right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, with the right-hander next, maybe this is it.
1-0 pitch. Bub sends one up the left side. That'll get out of play. On the top and beyond the Yeti yard.
Well, if you're on that side of the ballpark today, hope you brought your sunscreen.
Boy, you're not kidding. You're on this side of the ballpark. It's comfortable in the shade. 1-1 the count to Terrell. Guevara at second. Rembert from first. The pitch outside. 2-1 the count. Tigers 4 runs on 5 hits. 4-0 Auburn leads it.
The Donnie is gaining momentum.
He'll be back at Auburn for his jersey retirement coming up. Look forward to that day. 2-1 pitch. Terrell to right field base hit. Oh, he caught it. Did he catch it? He sure did. And now they're going to throw back to second base. I thought that was down for a minute, but the right fielder Hansen came on and made the catch. And if he throws back to first, it's a double play because Rembert was well down to second base for that one. Auburn may ask for a replay.
Butch Thompson has asked for a review.
Ball was ripped to right by Terrell.
I thought he made the catch.
Hansen came on, dove, made the catch. And if he, you know why he didn't throw to first? There was nobody covering the bag. If he does, it's a double play. I didn't understand it till I saw the replay why he didn't throw back behind Rembert at first base.
Auburn is reviewing the call of catch in the outfield.
Terrell pulled it. Nicely played by Carson Hansen in right.
I'll tell you, Bub hit that ball really hard. Auburn's had some hard contact against Cleaver this inning.
A diving line drive.
Did it come out of the...
I don't think so, Brad.
I don't think so either.
I think this will hold on. We'll get another view. Oh, it did not come out of his glove. The question is, did it bounce before it got there, and is there any kind of replay that shows it bouncing before it gets there?
I'll be surprised if this is overturned.
I'm with you. Centralized replay.
Well, that's a shame, too, because he just hit the daylight side of the ball.
Not the first time that Auburn's hit the ball hard this weekend, but right at somebody.
Yep.
It seemed to happen all night last night, didn't it?
Show it on the big board.
Well, the replay.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Right there.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I think it did bounce. But again, they don't ask me.
You know,
it'd be dumb of them to ask me.
You know, there was a play in left field last year at their place where Bub Terrell made a catch,
Sure
and
did.
it was reviewed, and
then they said he didn't
they
make
said
the
he
catch.
didn't make the catch when it was pretty clear that he did.
All right. Here comes the call.
Jeff Wright, ladies and gentlemen.
After review, the call is a catch. Auburn has 1 challenge remaining.
So 2 outs, and Bingaman comes to the plate for Auburn.
And he will not face Cleaver. Just as we thought, Terrell was the end of the line. He was the last guy for Cleaver.
And Kentucky will make a Pepper Tree pitching change. For a new level of taste, Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection and the finest cuts of meat, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery and online at steakswine.com. Steaksandwine.com. Pepper Tree pitching change for Kentucky.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
All right, the new Kentucky pitcher is Ryan Mullen, who we saw in yesterday's game. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. He faced 2 batters and only needed 5 pitches. So Mullen is on in back-to-back days. He's a 6'2", 230-pound junior right-hander. Stocky righty out of Chino Hills, California, and a transfer from Loyola Marymount. For the year now, after yesterday's outing, Mullen 2-0 in 13 outings, all in relief. 9 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. Rather, 7 runs, 4 of them earned. 5 walks, a dozen strikeouts. He's given up a couple of doubles, a couple of homers, 4 wild pitches, and he's hit a couple. Team's hitting .200 against Mullen. 2-0 with a .397 earned run average in SEC play. No record, 7 appearances, 4 innings. 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned, 2 doubles and a homer allowed. 3 wild pitches in 4 innings in league play. Earned run average of .675. Cleaver, another short start. That's kind of what he has done throughout conference play. 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, so far 4 runs. Runners at first and second belong to him. A walk and 2 strikeouts. He threw 61 pitches, 38 strikes. The only walk was to the leadoff man, Bristol Carter. He did give up a 2-run homer to Bub Terrell, and Auburn had awfully hard contact against him in this 3rd inning.
Bingaman did face Mullen last night. He faced both Madrigal and Bingaman in the 5th inning and gave up 2 line drive outs to center. The only 2 that he faced last night. So Bingaman has faced this right-hander. Auburn has runners at first and second. Now 2 outs in the inning after the line drive out off the bat of Terrell. Bingaman a strikeout in the 1st. Mullen works from the right side of the rubber and comes set. The pitch missed outside and low. A ball and no strikes. Madrigal on deck for Auburn.
Bingaman's 12 RBIs in SEC games, leads the team. He's got a couple more out there on the base now.
He's driven home 2 this weekend. And he walks over, gets a new pitch count, I guess.
Well, it's the card.
It's the card that they use. Okay.
Switch that out with Cloud at 3rd.
Cloud guards the line. Hole left side of the infield for Auburn. 1-0 pitch to Ethan Bingaman. Line drive into right center field. And that's caught again on a diving play out there by Hansen. Boy, he took away a couple runs in this inning and keeps it a 4-run game. A run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the 4th. Auburn on top 4-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
We go to the 4th. Auburn on top of Kentucky 4-0 as we pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Auburn Sports Network. Top of the order for Kentucky in the fourth to take you through the middle 3 innings. Here's Brad Law.
All right, Andy. Top of the order for Kentucky, Bell, Lawrence, and Tharnish. Petrovic, 4 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. And he gets the top of the order here in the fourth. 4 strikeouts, 3 ground outs, 2 flyouts for the redshirt sophomore right-hander. Bell steps in from the left side. Infield plays him to pull. The first pitch to him, off speed and in there for a strike, 0-1.
Tell you what, Carson Hansen could bat fourth in this order, in this inning. He took away a couple runs, maybe 3 runs, with 2 diving catches on back-to-back plays to get out of that bottom half of the third for UK.
0-1 pitch. Fouled sharply on the ground left side, and Petrovic out in front, 0-2. Yeah, Hansen has struggled at the plate this weekend with 6 strikeouts, but he stayed engaged defensively. Saved a couple of runs that inning. Petrovic ahead 0-2 to the leadoff man and shortstop, Bell. The pitch. Swinging and a foul ball off to the right side, off the facing of the Kentucky dugout. Fielded well by Michael Phillips over at first. Not quite a capacity crowd today. Had every seat taken the first 2 games of the series. Another loud crowd today. 0-2, missed low. A ball and 2 strikes. Auburn wraps up this 8-game homestand Tuesday night against Alabama State at 6. And then they're on the road. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball inside corner. It's the same pitch and location on which he struck out Bell in the first inning. And Bell is woofing at Damian Beal before he turns and walks back to the Kentucky dugout. 5 strikeouts for Petrovic. Petrovic went 3 innings last week in the finale against Arkansas, and then Sanders came in. Now Guevara comes in at third as Lawrence steps in and pulls the first pitch foul past first. 0-1. Petrovic filling up the strike zone, getting swings. He's only thrown 7 balls. We're in the 4th inning. He's had 1 2-ball count. He's ahead of Lawrence, 0-1. Lawrence struck out in the first. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back, out of play. 0-2. 4 runs on 5 hits for Auburn. Tigers have left 2 on today, no errors. 4-0 our score, top of the 4th. Nobody on, 1 out. Petrovic sets and deals. Missed outside, 1-2. Kentucky is looking for its first base runner. Lawrence, slightly open, very wide stance, knees bent. Here's the pitch. Missed low. Off speed and low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Wind is blowing in. And now the 2-2 to Lawrence. Swing and a foul ball left side. That will get over the seats.
On the Yellowwood scoreboard, 6 games today in SEC play. Florida wins the series at Georgia, winning today 13-7. They're in a delay in College Station, Texas and A&M. They've yet to begin. Tennessee leads at Mississippi State 4-2. The Vols are going for the sweep in Starkville.
Wow.
Yeah.
2-2. Swing and a foul up the left side off the net. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bottom of the 7th in Tuscaloosa. Alabama, Arkansas tied at 2. Razorbacks have taken the first 2 games there. Ole Miss going for the sweep at home against LSU and leads 7-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Petrovic trying to put away Lawrence. senior second baseman. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit high. And it's the first 3-ball count of the day for Petrovic. Full count to Lawrence. Lawrence has 4 hits on the weekend. He's 4 for 8. Chokes up with 2 strikes and the payoff pitch. Fly to left. Terrell back initially, now in. McCrane is out at short. Bub's got a beat on it. He makes the catch as he jogs in to shallow left field. Catch made.
Brad, 40 years ago, Jack Nicklaus at age 46 won his 6th green jacket. Through 8 holes today, 45-year-old Justin Rose is a stroke ahead of Henley, Young, and McIlroy in the 4th and final round of the Masters.
Here's Jace Tharnish. First pitch to him low. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a Masters theme here at the ballpark all weekend. The scoreboard is tweaked a little to the graphics more closely match the leaderboard at Augusta. And when Auburn is batting and they put the headshot up on the video board, first the 1-0 pitch, fouled left side to the Auburn dugout.
Oh.
Nice one-handed catch made in there.
Bare hand grab.
A curtain call.
Parker Hall, a manager down there,
it.
we understand.
Good
Nicely
job.
done, Parker.
Good job, Parker. 1-1 to Tharnish. Strike on the outside corner with a changeup. It's 1-2. When Auburn players are at the plate, their headshot, looks like they're wearing a green jacket.
Yes, indeed.
So they fully embraced the Masters. They do that every weekend here at Plainsman Park. Every year, rather. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Still a ball, 2 strikes.
Patrons have come through the turnstiles at a great clip this weekend. 6,600 Friday, just under 6,600 last night. And a crowd that continues to grow here in Game 3.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Petrovic looking for another 1-2-3 inning. And it's lined up the middle for a base hit. Tharnish took a 1-2 fastball and sent it right back up the middle. It is the first hit, the first base runner of the day for Kentucky, a 2-out single in the 4th.
Well, as we saw on Friday, and I'm not saying they would do that here, this is a Kentucky ball club that stays engaged until the very last out. I was impressed with the way Kentucky played that game late when the game was just about decided on Friday. And a 4-run lead to this bunch is nothing.
And a pinch hitter for Kentucky. Oh, I hope Carson Hansen's okay, because he's the scheduled hitter, but he's not up there. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1.
I'm guessing that this is Will Marcy, who came in as a pinch hitter and played right field last night.
It is.
Yeah. I've got a theory on Hansen.
0-1 instead, a throw over to first.
That second diving catch to get out of that, and he got up a little ginger.
Yeah. I mean, he struggled offensively, but again, we just saw his play in right field, took a couple of runs away from Auburn in the bottom of the 3rd. So Marcy is in, and he swings and lines one into left. Bub Terrell comes on. He'll have to play it on a hop. Back-to-back 2-out singles, and Marcy delivers with a pinch hit. First and second, 2 out. Petrovic retired the first 11 that he faced. And now back-to-back singles. And Tyler Cerny to the plate. He flied to center his first time. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Started him with a change. Good idea. 51 pitches. 40 strikes for Petrovic. He comes set. Doesn't even look to second. Fires home. Another change up. That's strike 2. Caught the top and innermost edge of the strike zone. And now he's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. From the stretch, 2 on, 2 out, the 0-2 pitch. No, the spin, the turn to second. The throw to second. Runner back. 4-0 Auburn in the top of the 4th. Winner of this game moves to 8-7 in the league. Here's the 0-2. Little flare into center. It's going to hang up. Carter, oh, he hit it right at him. He barely had to move. Bristol puts it away for the 3rd out. 2 out singles come to nothing for Kentucky. Their first 2 hits of the game. No runs, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-0 Auburn, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
Ross swings enough drive to deep left field. That one's gone. That one's gone. Auburn wins. Auburn wins. Auburn wins. Auburn wins. Auburn wins. I don't believe it, Ross. A 3-run homer. The Tigers win.
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment. This is your home for Auburn baseball. The Auburn Sports Network.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
As Auburn comes to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, Kentucky makes a Pepper Tree pitching change for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection, the finest cuts of meat, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery's or online steaks, the letter N, wine.com. And Kentucky goes to number 12, Connor Madison. Junior right-hander, 6'2", 200 pounds from Goodyear, Arizona, and a transfer from Grand Canyon. 2-0 on the year, a 3.60 ERA. This will be his 9th appearance, his 7th in relief. 20 innings for Madison, 8 runs all earned on 16 hits, 22 strikeouts, 9 walks. He has given up 3 homers, and opponents are hitting .222 against Madison. In SEC play, this will be his 3rd relief appearance. No record and an ERA of 13.5. 2 innings, 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. 2 of his 3 home runs have come in SEC play in the league. He's hitting .333 against Connor Madison. Well, Mullen did his job in short work like he did last night. He faced 2 batters last night and gave up a couple line drives, and he works in a 1/3 of an inning today, giving up a line drive out. And he gives way to Connor Madison.
And I had the name wrong. This has been their midweek starter the last couple of weeks, and he starts Madrigal with one that sails way outside for ball 1. He started the game against Louisville, went 3 innings, pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 to the Auburn first baseman. Madrigal grounded out to first his first time.
That midweek win against Louisville.
1-1, swing and a miss at a slider, 1-2.
That was a 2-hit win for Kentucky.
And against a brand new pitcher, he's ahead of Madrigal, 1-2, the pitch. High and outside, 2-2.
Full shift on now for the left-handed hitting Eddie Madrigal.
3 innings against Louisville, 3 innings against Miami of Ohio. Was a reliever in the series against Alabama and Ole Miss. Pitch, line, right center field. That's a base hit for Madrigal. Good swing. 2-2 pitch, got an off-speed pitch that was left up, and he turned on it and got his first base hit of the game, his 4th of the weekend.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because it was up and it was off speed, and Eddie stayed back on that one and lined it into right center field. Again, a good job by Tharnish to cut that one off in the gap. Got that in front of Will Marcy, who's out there in right, replacing Hansen in the lineup for Kentucky.
4-0 Auburn, bottom of the 4th.
When Auburn's got the leadoff man on today, that man has come home to score.
Yep. Third time in 4 innings they've got the leadoff man on. First pitch to McCrane, a strike, 0-1 to Brandon. He popped up to second his first time. 4 for 7 on the weekend. Would you consider bunting him here?
I would.
0-1. Takes strike 2 on the outside corner.
Not now.
Nope. Big hole on the right side. Shift is on with 2 strikes, and they hold the runner. So if they're going to pitch him outside, he could maybe poke one that way. The 0-2 from Madison. Off speed, popped up. Just beyond short. Back is Bell, makes the catch. 1 out. A couple of infield pops from McCrane today. And now here's Logan Gregorio, another lefty, against Madison. Look around, updated SEC standings. Georgia with the loss today, 11-4. Texas and Texas A&M play their finale after some weather today. They're both 9-5. Here's Gregorio. First pitch to him is a fastball at the knees, strike 1. Florida with the win today is 9-6. Alabama's 8-6. And then 5 teams at 7-7. 0-1. Swing and a grounder foul right side. 0-2. Auburn and Kentucky, 2 of those 5 at 7-7. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Mississippi State also there. Oklahoma and Vandy 7-8. Tennessee and LSU 6-8. South Carolina swept Missouri this weekend. Carolina's 5-10. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gregorio. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Missouri in last place at 3-12. There's no way to predict what's going to happen based on the previous weekend in the SEC this year. 1-2. Breaking ball missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. Gregorio, open stance, knees bent. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to shallow right. Lawrence out from second. He's just across the foul line in right. He makes the catch. Had to go a long way for it, and he got there. 2 down. So Madison has coaxed a couple of high pop flies after the leadoff single by Madrigal. And now back to the top of the order, Bristol Carter. He's been on base twice. He has scored twice. Scored half of Auburn's runs. He walked in the first. He singled on a 2-2 pitch. Curveball way outside. He pulled into left. Now with 2 outs, he swings at the first pitch, flies it into left center. Campbell is over, so is Tharnish. The center fielder cuts in front of the left fielder and puts it away for the 3rd out, and the inning is over. So Carter went out there and jumped on the first pitch, and it's the 3rd out of the inning. So Auburn leaves a leadoff single at first. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 4, still 4-0 Auburn. Whether you're planting a tree or tackling a backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig and get your underground utilities marked for free. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. 4-0 Tigers. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
We move to the 5th inning. Auburn leads Kentucky 4-0 in the rubber game of the series. Alex Petrovic retired the first 11 that he faced. Kentucky got back-to-back singles in the 4th before he got the 3rd out of the inning, and so now the 5th, it's Scott Campbell Jr. Campbell, Cloud, and Hindle. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1. He has done that exceptionally well today. Get ahead. Guevara comes in on the grass at 3rd to guard against a possible bunt from Campbell. Right-handed hitting left fielder. Taps it foul into the Auburn dugout. Play was not made there. 0-2 the count. Campbell struck out in the 2nd. Petrovic ahead of him 0-2 here in the 5th. From the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a big sweeping breaking ball. Strikeout number 6 for Alex Petrovic. The curve, the slider, they've been dialed in today. Fastball's been good, location's been good. It's as sharp as we have seen him. Shorter outing last week against Arkansas in the extra day seemed to have served him pretty well. Now here's Caden Cloud. Flied to center his first time. First pitch. Swings and drives one down the line left. It is hooking foul. 0-1. Good swing, but a long strike.
An extra day's rest this weekend for the Auburn pitching staff. It will be just the opposite next week as Auburn plays Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Florida, with a Tuesday game as well here at Plainsman Park.
They got some good seafood places down in Gainesville. I don't know if they have Wharf in Gainesville.
Yeah.
They have 6 locations in central Alabama, though.
It's their loss.
Yeah, Wharf Casual Seafood, that is. 0-1 to Cloud, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Just dove down.
Wharf Casual Seafood, seafood sourced from American waters. They also have burgers, salads, chicken, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood, proud partner of the Auburn Sports Network. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the 5th, the pitch. Missed low. Cloud stayed back that time. A ball, 2 strikes.
Same pitch, and he just held up.
4-0 Auburn in the 5th. 4 runs on 6 hits. No runs, 2 hits for Kentucky. The 1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat. Slow roller out towards second. Rembert gloves and throws quickly to first for the out. 2 away.
Cue ball to Rembert, who had to watch the spin on that one and then had to get rid of it in a hurry.
Yeah, that spin, I don't know if it hit a particle out there. It took one quick move to the left, and he tracked it, made the throw.
At this moment, the plan is the boss will be in the booth Tuesday with me.
Oh, wow.
John Cohen.
Okay.
At this moment.
That's the real A-team. Pitch. Just off the outside corner to Hindle. 1 ball, no strikes.
And even with 2 outs, Guevara up at 3rd for the Tigers.
Yeah, Kentucky just trying to get something going offensively, even it's with 2 outs. That's why you guard against that. And he drives one down the left field line. That's foul. It's a fair ball. It's going to be extra bases into the corner. Hindle rounds first. He's on his way to second, and he pulls in with his 2nd double of the weekend.
And his 13th of the season.
Hindle is one of the top power guys on their team. He's been in the 8-hole all 3 games of this series. And they've got a formula. They know what works, but Hindle hitting 8th is interesting.
Their top power guy, their top RBI guy.
Yeah. So he's aboard. 2nd straight inning they've had a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Schwartz, the catcher, homered yesterday. He's also doubled, and he taps the first one foul back behind the plate, 0-1. Only 63 pitches for Petrovic. We're in the 5th with 2 outs. From the stretch, redshirt sophomore right-hander looks home and fires. And foul tipped on the slider, 0-2. Petrovic out in front, looking for one more strike to close out the 5th inning. He sets at the belt and delivers. Missed a little high with the fastball. 1-2. That one at 92. Guevara near the line at third. A little bit of a hole on that left side. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Inning over. 7 strikeouts for Petrovic. 2 in the inning. No runs, a 2-out double, no errors, and a man left for Kentucky. Halfway home at Plainsman Park in the rubber game. It's 4-0 Tigers. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
2, 3, and 4 hitters for Auburn in the bottom of the 5th. Fralick, Guevara, Rembert for the Tigers. Finals on the Yellowwood scoreboard in SEC play. 1 right now. Florida with a series win at Georgia, winning today 13-7. They're still delayed. Texas and A&M in the 3rd game of that series in College Station. The Aggies have won the first 2. Tennessee trying to finish off Mississippi State 4-2. The Vols lead at top of the 9th. Tennessee's won the first 2 games in Starkville. Arkansas has gone ahead of Alabama 3-2 in the bottom of the. That game is in the bottom of the 8th. Razorbacks going for the sweep in Tuscaloosa. I don't think they had lost at home this year until this weekend. LSU trails Ole Miss 7-0, top of the 6th. The Rebels going for the sweep this weekend in Oxford. Auburn softball falls to Alabama today 9-1. Auburn women's tennis wins an SEC championship with a sweep against Vanderbilt over at the Yarborough Tennis Center. Congratulations to the Auburn women's tennis team, SEC champs.
Connor Madison back to work here in the 5th for Kentucky. Fralick swings of the first pitch, flies it toward right, foul territory, and it's out of play. 0-1 to Chase. Fralick has doubled and scored, and he's flied to left. 2 for 11. He scored 3 times this weekend. 4-0. Tigers lead. Wind in the pitch. Missed down and in. A ball and a strike. Madison has started the last couple of midweeks. They don't have a midweek this week, so they get to use him on the weekend. A quick wind and a pitch. Outside corner for strike 2. Auburn in the orange jerseys, Kentucky in black jerseys. And the 1-2 pitch. Fralick swings, grounds it up the middle, base hit.
Good job of hitting.
Jumped right over the bag at second and into center field. Fralick has his 2nd hit of the game.
Fell behind a ball and 2 strikes. He got an off-speed pitch and he just waited on it and just kind of steered it around the pitcher and into center field.
So leadoff base runner for the 4th time in 5 innings. That's how you put pressure on an opponent. Now Madison was able to pitch around that last inning. And Eric Guevara stands in here.
Look to Gabe Gross for the sign here.
Nobody out. Guevara shows bunt, pulls the bat back, ball one outside.
And let's see if that brings Cloud in further at third. He was back.
Mm-hmm.
He's Dave Gross flashes the signs now.
Yeah, Cloud even with the bag now at third. Auburn leads 4-0. 7 hits for the Tigers. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a fly ball, right center field. Tharnish on the run. He can't get there. It's over his head into the wall. Extra bases for Guevara. Fralick is held at third as the throw comes back in. It's a double for Guevara, his 6th hit of the weekend, his 2nd double of the weekend, his 2nd hit of the game. Auburn has runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
7th double of the year for Guevara, and Auburn finally got one past Tharnish in center field. He'd been running down everything, but he couldn't catch up to that ball into the right center field gap by Guevara.
Now here's Rembert, 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out, and they go into the shift right away. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Golden opportunity to create a little more distance here in the rubber game of this series in the 5th inning. Madison looks and deals. Floats one inside, 2-0.
I like the patience.
Yeah.
I like the patience right here, Chris Rembert. Pressure's on the guy on the hill. 2 warming up right now in the bullpen. A pair of pitchers for Kentucky.
Double barrel action.
Yes.
2-0 to Rembert on the way. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. A walk would load him up for Terrell, who's already homered today.
Yeah, you pitch around Rembert with a right-hander out there. You've got the big lefty coming up in Terrell, although you do have first base open.
Madison's 3-0. Swing and a foul ball off to the left. Turned him loose, 3-0.
Yeah, there aren't many in the Auburn lineup that they'll give you the green light on 3-0. I think the preseason All-American second baseman is one of those.
That was an off-speed pitch. I wonder if he, 3-1 to count. Nobody out, 2 on. Here's Madison's pitch. Swing, line drive, base hit, right field. 1 run is in. They'll hold Guevara at third. RBI single, Chris Rembert. It's 5-0 Auburn.
Well, Rembert's 3rd RBI of the day, Brad.
He's driven in a run.
2.
Yeah, driven in a run in all 3 at-bats.
Just a patient at-bat. Just a patient at bat. Got to 3-1 or 3-0, fouled one off, and then just went the opposite way and poked it through the right side. Good idea to hold Guevara at third. Runners at the corner, still nobody out.
Yeah, 3-0, big swing. Take your shot, and then do business on 3-1.
Yep.
Now here's Terrell. He has homered and then lined out to right on a scorcher. Throw to first, runner back. 3 straight hits to start the inning. And Nick Mingione is walking as slowly as he can possibly walk to the mound. Even stopped to pick up a blade of grass. He's going to make a change.
And it is Masters weekend. I mean, you want it to be immaculate here.
Of course, perfectly manicured.
Yeah.
Hey, this ground crew does a pretty good job.
Oh, they
don't
need
the help.
Well, I'm just saying.
So he waits on Damian Beal to come out. And
the odd thing is he was picking up a blade of grass from the artificial turf.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my point. He wanted to delay that walk as much as he could. So the decision is made. It is a Pepper Tree pitching change for Kentucky. Madison gave up a leadoff single in the 4th, got 3 in a row to get out of the inning. But Auburn has put together single, double, single. Hard hit balls here in the 5th inning, and they've chased Madison out. A lefty on for Kentucky on this Pepper Tree pitching change.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Yes.
Pepper Tree pitching change for Kentucky. They go to number 45, Leighton Harris. Sophomore left-hander, 6'3", 220 from Lexington, Kentucky, Frederick Douglass High School. Harris, no record in ERA of 7.15 with a save. This will be his 14th relief appearance. 11 1/3 innings, 11 runs, 9 earned on 12 hits. 8 strikeouts, 9 walks, 2 homers, 286 the average. In Southeastern Conference play, Harris, no record in ERA of 6.23. So be his 7th league appearance with a save, 4 1/3 innings, 5 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits. 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, a homer, 313 the average for Harris. Harris threw 1 pitch last night. That pitch to Lucas Steele that ended the game. He threw 1 pitch and picked up the save. So he has he's thrown 1 pitch in this series, but he inherited runners in scoring position last night as well. He got the final out of the ball game and picked up the save. Right now, though, we're in the 5th, and Auburn has runners at the corners, a run home, nobody out, and Bub Terrell coming to the plate.
Our job's to call the game, not try and coach teams. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Jack Bennett, who's their closer, at this juncture in the game with nobody out and already a run in the inning and some good hitters coming up. If Auburn creates even more distance here, you may be past the point of no return. So we'll see what the Tigers can do against Harris. They're at the corners with nobody out. Terrell stands in at first pitch and gets away. It's thrown away by Harris, and Guevara comes in to score. And down to second goes Rembert. Harris, a wild throw to first, and Guevara comes in to score.
Well, Harris's 1 pitch last night, his 1 throw was a pop-up to Lucas Steele for a save. His first throw today is an error to first baseman, allowing a run to score.
Guevara in from third, and now Rembert's in scoring position before he even throws a pitch. First pitch to Terrell, nearly hit him on the back foot. Bub was showing bunt, 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch. Fouled back sharply, 1-1. Terrell's had some wicked swings today. The rainbow homer in the first and the line out in the third. Now bats in the 5th. With Auburn on top 6-0. 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch, 1-2. Harris climbs onto the rubber with 12 on the pitch clock. Rembert, short lead at second. Nobody out in the inning. Pitch. Swing and a foul off to the left. That was down in the zone. And Terrell went down with the 7-iron and sent it out over the wall, left side, or over the seats.
Blade's not a cavity back for Bub Terrell.
No. Another 1-2 pitch. Way outside, 2-2. 5th innings presented by Southern Union. Move seamlessly to Auburn to complete your bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. Step and a throw to second. Shortstop almost to the bag when the throw was made. Auburn trying to add to a 6-0 lead with nobody out and Rembert at second in the 5th inning. Rubber game of the series. Pitch from Harris. Swing and a little looper into center. Tharnish is over. He'll make the catch. 1 away.
Had to reach for that one.
First out. And Bingaman gets a turn. Bingaman is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly to right.
This number, this 6 runs, is that kind of the magic number in Butch Thompson's mind right now, as Nick Mingione is out. And they're probably going to go to a right-hander here. Butch felt that, well, he kind of looked at it. If Auburn had scored 6 runs in every SEC game, the Tigers would be 12-2 in the league right now. Auburn has scored 6, and they're obviously looking to add to that number here. in the 5th inning, and it will be another Pepper Tree pitching change for Kentucky.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Pepper Tree pitching change for Kentucky to number 16, Ira Austin IV. Right-hander, a senior, 6'2", 170 from Metairie, Louisiana, and a transfer from the University of New Orleans. Austin, no record in ERA of 5.87 this season, making his 13th relief appearance. 7 2/3 innings, 5 runs, both are all earned on 7 hits. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks, no homers, 241 the average. In the league, numbers are a little bit better. 7 innings or 7 appearances in SEC play. He's yet to give up an earned run. 3 1/3 innings, no runs on 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 250 the average for Austin.
He pitched here Friday.
That's right, he did.
He faced 2 batters. He threw 6 pitches. Third of an inning. No hits or runs allowed. Ira Austin IV. This is what Kentucky does. I mean, a lot of their guys have fewer innings than appearances. They play as much situational baseball with their bullpen as anybody you find in the conference.
This is their 3rd pitcher in this inning.
Right. And 5th pitcher of the game. Yeah, the inning started with Madison. He gave up single, double, single. Harris came in, threw a errant ball to first that allowed Guevara to score. Now Ethan Bingaman sees what he can do against Austin. They get the righty-righty matchup here in the 5th. 1 out, 1 on pitch. All the way to the backstop. Off the mitt, and down to third goes Rembert.
Rembert went to second on a throwing error by Harris. He goes to third on a wild pitch by Austin. And no chance for Schwartz. He barely got a glove on that one.
Yeah. Austin has that sidearm delivery. And now the infield comes in for Kentucky everywhere except at third. Pitch. High. 2-0.
Signs from Gabe Gross in the dugout. Rembert looking on from third. Bingaman from home plate.
Bingaman looking for his first hit of the day. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. He's got it. RBI single. Ethan Bingaman. Tigers had the extra point. It's 7-0.
Austin trying to, in part, get out of the way and catch the ball as it went by him on that single up the middle by Bingaman.
And the error on the throw and the wild pitch.
Yes, it does.
Burn Kentucky. And here's Nick Mingione, and we'll get a lefty to face Eddie Madrigal. This is what they do. It's why their games take 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Well, they're the ones that get to hopefully go home safely today.
That's right.
We, with a much shorter drive.
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a very good point. All right, it's another Pepper Tree pitching change. Kentucky plays the matchup game. Auburn trying to create some distance. All of a sudden now, this is a 7-run ball game. And are they still not going to go to Bennett? Yeah, don't think so. So, Pepper Tree pitching change once again for Kentucky in the 5th. 3 runs in here in the inning. Auburn leads 7-0. Pepper Tree pitching change for the Cats.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. the best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Berkeley Bounds is on for Kentucky in this Pepper Tree pitching change for the Cats. Number 22, 6'2", 200 pounds, sophomore from Lexington, transferred in from Eastern Kentucky. Bounds 2-1 this year, 7.41 ERA. This will be his 14th relief appearance. He has one of the 11 saves this year for the Cats. 17 innings, 15 runs, 14 earned on 16 hits. 24 strikeouts, 10 walks, a homer. 254 the average. Bounds 0-1 in the league, an ERA of 12.60. He pitched here, I believe, Friday night.
Yes.
1 inning, gave up no runs, no hits, and a strikeout.
He only needed 11 pitches to get through the 3 batters that he faced. All right, 4th straight hitter that faces a different pitcher. Rembert got Madison. Terrell got Harris. Bingaman got Austin, and now Madrigal gets Bounds. Bingaman a single up the middle to score Rembert. Ethan at first. Only 1 out in the inning still. And a pitch to Madrigal. Catches the inside corner, strike 1. Eddie 1 for 2, a single and a ground out to first. He's 4 for 10 on the weekend. 0-1. Inside corner, strike 2. Gone after that inside corner both times against the Auburn first baseman. From the stretch, with the shift on, the 0-2, way outside, a ball and 2 strikes. They are really playing Madrigal up the middle. Those 3, second base, shortstop, third baseman, all within about 60 feet of each other. 1-2, bounced up there, gets away. It's another wild pitch in the inning, and down to second goes Bingham, and he's in scoring position. An error and a couple of wild pitches, and Auburn is getting 90 extra feet a bunch this inning.
And that will change the defense now.
Yep.
From the shift to a little more conventional infield defense now.
That opens up the middle of the field if Madrigal can get to the top of the ball. Somewhat. Shortstop's going to play in behind Bingham at second. The 2-2 from Bounds. Outside, 3-2. Nice patience by Madrigal. He's worked the count full.
Well, he came inside on 2 straight pitches for strikes.
Yeah.
And has tried the outside corner for 3 outside the zone.
Hasn't been close really on those 3. 1 out, Bingham at second, 7-0 Auburn. Here's the payoff pitch. Check swing, pitch was low, he didn't go, it's a walk. So Madrigal bounces back in the at-bat. He's aboard for the second time today. Runners are at first and second with 2 outs. With 1 out. And Nick Mingione's going to stay in the Kentucky dugout, so Bounds will stay out there to face McCrane. They'll go righty-righty. Seven-0 Tigers, 1 out. Pitch to McCrane, low, ball 1. He's missed with 5 in a row. Bounds looks back towards second. And the 1-0 pitch. Low again. 2 balls, no strikes. Now you may need to take a strike. Now time called. The infield gets together for a conference with Bounds. They're trying to encourage him, patting him on the back, talking him up. Auburn has scored 3 times in the 5th inning. There's only 1 out. 5 of the 6 hitters have reached. Bingham at second, Madrigal at first. Auburn leads 7-0. Double-digit hits again for the Tigers. 34 hits on the weekend for Auburn.
Well, when Auburn has out-hit its opponents this season, the Tigers are 21-0.
From the stretch, Bounds. Deals. Bouncing ball, right side, into right field. And they will hold Bingaman at third as the ball bounced into shallow right field. A base hit from McCrane, his first hit of the ball game, his 5th of the weekend. Love that approach by McCrane. An opposite field single.
Center, the right fielder Marcy came on. He bobbled the ball, but Auburn already had the stop sign up, and rightly so, for Bingaman coming around third.
1 out, Kentucky reeling, Gregorio on with the bases loaded.
There is activity in the Kentucky pen.
Pitch outside, ball 1. Jackson Susi.
Yep, we saw him yesterday.
Is the guy loosening. Gregorio, open lunging stance. He's grounded to second, popped up to the second baseman, the 1-0. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Almost hit him on the back knee.
Yes, it did. Bounds has thrown 1 strike since getting ahead of Madrigal 0-2. And it was hit into right field. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a fly ball to right and deep. Gregorio sends it back. Grand slam! Gregorio! 11-0 Auburn! Bingaman touches the dish. Madrigal touches the dish. There's McCrane. Here comes Gregorio. His 2nd home run of the season is a grand slam. And this one's busted wide open.
I think he got off speed, and he was sitting on it, and he yanked it out of the yard.
And here's Bristol Carter, the 9th man to bat in the 5th inning. It is all Auburn today. Pitch, Carter takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. 9th man to bat in the 5th. .375 feet. There's ball 1 to Carter, a ball and a strike. Bristol's been on twice. He scored twice. He's 1 for 2, a single, a fly out, a walk. Pitch fouled away, right side, 1-2. Auburn's 2nd home run of the game.
After not homering in the first 2 games of the series.
12th hit of the ball game. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 the count. Bounds, walk, single, homer, and now 2-2 to Bristol Carter. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, popped up, back and out of play on top of our area.
Update on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Arkansas sweeps Alabama in Tuscaloosa, coming from behind today to win 3-2.
I think they came from behind in all 3 of those games.
Tennessee has swept Mississippi State in Starkville. They win today 7-2.
Mississippi State swept at home back-to-back weekends after moving into the top 5 with their start. 2-2. Ground ball, too short. Glove there by Bell. He throws, and Carter is out. That's just the 2nd out of the inning.
They're still delayed, A&M and Texas in College Station. A&M's taken the first 2 games of that series. I'm sure that's pleasant for Texas and its head coach there.
Yeah. Chase Freilich to the plate.
Ole Miss going for the sweep of LSU in Oxford. 7-3 Rebels, top of the 7th. And Nick Mingione is out.
Nick Mingione out again. I'll tell you who else is happy today. Peppertree and Ford are getting the deal of the century today. Ford is the only commercial we have locked and loaded for pitching changes, and the opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Peppertree. So seriously, check out the Peppertree locations in Auburn and Montgomery or the website steaksandwine.com. Auburn leads 11-0 in the fifth inning, and Kentucky makes its fifth Pepper Tree pitching change of the fifth inning.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Fifth pitching change in this inning for Kentucky. It's a Pepper Tree pitching change, don't you know? And it's Jackson Soucy, number 35, a lefty, 6'5", 240, a senior from Cambridge, Ontario, and a transfer from South Carolina. Soucy 0-1 this year, 3.97 ERA. This will be his 13th relief appearance with a save. This is not a save situation. 11 and a third innings, 5 runs on 11 hits, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks, no homers, 262 the average for Soucy. In Southeastern Conference play, 0-1, an ERA of 8.10. This will be his 6th relief appearance and his 2nd appearance this weekend. He gave up a run. It was earned, did not retire a batter in Friday's ball game, an Auburn's 12-4 win, or 12-5 win on Friday.
Chase Freilich will face him. Before he does, we will pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. A 7-run inning for the Tigers.
That's a long time for Petrovic to wait in that dugout, isn't it?
It sure is. And not just 7 runs, but 7 runs and 4 pitching changes.
I'm not griping.
Right. Yeah. We'll take this.
Yes.
Pitch. Misses high to Freilich. 1 ball, no strikes.
11 runs on 12 hits, and Auburn has taken advantage of free bases here today, friends.
And an errant throw and wild pitches. 1-0 pitch. Caught the bottom of the strike zone there, 1-1. 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Kentucky. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2.
Rory McIlroy to the lead after 10. He's a stroke ahead of Rose, Henley, and Hatton as Rory gets through the turn at the Masters.
Cloud, the third baseman, comes over to the right side of the bag in the shift. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I've always been interested when teams go into the shift and then pitch away.
And this is a guy that can go the opposite way with the best of them. He could bunt for a double right now.
Yes, he could. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball into the shift. Third baseman has it. Throws to first for the out, and the inning is over. But 10 Tigers come to the plate in the 5th. Auburn blows the game wide open. 7 runs on 6 hits. The big blast, Logan Gregorio's grand slam. 1 error and nobody left on base. We're through 5. 11-0 Auburn in the rubber game. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Athletics app, powered by War Eagle Mobile. Buy tickets, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and manage your War Eagle Plus subscription. And listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics. Download it now.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Auburn 11, Kentucky nothing. Wildcats come to bat in the 6th inning. All of a sudden, Auburn's looking at needing just 6 outs to close out the ball game. By the way, if that happens, our protocol for our affiliates down the line, we still play all of the local breaks. We'll skip over the networks. We'll play the locals until that end of game break that takes you into the Regions Bank postgame show. That's if we get there. You still got to do some work. Now, Kentucky's not going to go quietly.
They will not.
They didn't go quietly Friday when Auburn got out to a big lead. It's the top of the order in the 6th. Let's see if Petrovic can snap back in here after a very long wait in the dugout. Pitch. Yeah, strike one on a slider.
Good start.
Yeah, that looked as good as it's looked all day. Petrovic has struck out Bell twice. He's done it with inside fastballs both times once he got to 2 strikes. 0-1. Missed away. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Tyler Bell. Bell's average down to 344. 1-1. Oh, just missed. Just a little off the plate. 2-1.
Jackson Sanders starts to warm up in the Auburn pen.
Petrovic works from the stretch, kicks and fires. Strike 2. Outside corner fastball.
92.
So I'm throwing 92 to Schwartz before he came back with a fastball at 94 to strike him out to end the 5th. See if he comes back to the inside corner here. 2-2. Little tapper out in front of the plate. Petrovic fields, throws, close, nope, dropped over at first by Madrigal. And Bell is safe. It had some strange spin right between the mound and the plate.
And there was a little tiny bit of indecision as to who was going to get that one.
Yep.
Was it going to be Freilich? Was it going to be Petrovic? And a good runner with Bell. All of that adds up to an infield single.
Here is Luke Lawrence. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout, a fly to left. It is an infield single for Bell. Guevara comes in on the grass at 3rd. First pitch to Lawrence. Nope. Throw to first. Close play.
Sure was.
Boy.
Throw was right into the runner.
Uh-huh.
And Madrigal lost his cap catching that and trying to apply the tag.
He needs a little extra time to get his hat and his glasses situated.
Auburn Baseball brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive. That's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage.
11-0 Auburn in the top of the 6th. Pitch. Lined, caught, shortstop, throw to first, runner back. Line out, caught by McCrane for the first out.
Not a hard hit ball, but McCrane had to wait on it to make that throw to first. You knew he was thinking double play all along. Bell was able to scamper back to the bag safely.
So here is Jace Tharnish. Tharnish is 1 for 2. He got Kentucky's first hit, first base runner back in the 4th, a single up the middle. First pitch to him drops low, 1-0. 72 pitches now for Petrovic, make it 73. The 1-0 to the Kentucky center fielder. On the way. Must have been a little out. 2-0.
I think it's been a pretty steady strike zone for Damian Beal today behind the plate.
Tharnish, one of the more underrated center fielders we have seen.
Buddy, he's been good in center.
Yes, he has. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Pitch. Lined, foul down the third base line.
Third base umpire Jeff Wright happy he could get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, that
was bearing right on him.
That looked like a heat-seeking missile.
Yes, indeed.
Tailing him. 2-1. What a gorgeous day. What a fun day for fans here at the ballpark today. Tigers lead 11-0. 2-1 pitch. Spins one up there. It misses low. 3-1. Auburn trying to get back above 500 at 8-7 in league play.
There's a bunch of teams around that mark right now in the league.
Florida with a series win at Georgia. Gators are 9-6. And Auburn goes to Gainesville this coming weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Here's the 3-1. Fastball popped up. Shallow right center. Rembert goes back. Bingaman comes in. Bingaman calls off Rembert, makes the catch for the second out. 2 away.
And that's what you want from your right fielder. He's got the angle on. I'm not saying Rembert. I quite certain could have made that catch, but that's Bingaman's ball.
So 2 away after the leadoff single, infield single.
Nice job by Bingaman. He had to go a long way to get to that one.
Here's Will Marcy, singled in his first at bat in the 4th. Came on for Hansen. And the first pitch to Marcy. Swing and a miss very early on a changeup. 0-1. Pitch number 79 from Petrovic is on the way. And it's low, blocked there by Fralick, a ball and a strike. Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. The Saturday game in Gainesville, it's an 11 o'clock Central start. It will be on ESPN 106.7 and the Auburn Game Day app. 1-1. Breaking ball, hit him. And Marcy heads down to first base. First and second, and 2 outs. All of their runners in scoring position. They've had 3 runners in scoring position today. It's been with 2 outs every time.
That's just the second hit batter of the weekend for Auburn pitching against a team that leads the league in hit batters.
And here's Everett Tieford out to talk to Petrovic.
I've got Sanders, I think, ready to go if need be. And it's not one of these where all of a sudden it's a tight ball game, but you've got Sanders out there. Petrovic trying to get through 6. He's got 2 outs. Runners at first and second. I think Auburn, right now, it's important for Auburn to keep at least a 10-run lead. Try to get out of here in 7 today. Everett kind of sprinted out there.
Yeah.
He'll walk back to the dugout.
Usually he's got a little giddy up to him if he's just going to go talk. And that's what we saw there. A-Day is this Saturday. That broadcast will be available on the network, so majority of affiliates will have the A-Day football game from Jordan-Hare Stadium. We'll talk a little more about that as we go through this at-bat with 2 outs. Cerny steps in. First pitch to him is high.
Look forward to the Alex Golish first A-Day at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Jason Campbell, Ronnie Brown, Brett Edens, Jeff Shearer will join me on the call from Jordan-Hare. 2 o'clock on Saturday, 2 o'clock Central.
Pitch. Cerny pops it up, right side, foul territory. Long run for everybody, and it's slicing foul and into the seats. 1-1 the count. Yeah, you pretty much got the full crew there.
Yes, we do.
Jordan-Hare Saturday.
Just about.
It's going to be we don't know the exact format just yet. We asked Coach Golish about that on Tiger Talk Thursday night.
I'm not sure he knows at this moment.
Right, yeah. They're going to
I don't think he was trying to be coy.
Same. But it will, I think it'll more closely resemble a game than it has the last couple of years. There's a little more emphasis on that. With the calendar change, makes it more feasible to do. 1-1 pitch chopped over to third. Guevara takes it there and just takes it the short route to third for the force, and the inning is over. 5 unassisted to get Bell for out number 3. No runs. 1 hit.
Alex Petrovic threw 6.
No errors and 2 left. Dynamite from the Auburn starter today. All Auburn, 11-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
(11-0) Auburn. Tigers come to bat in the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher for Kentucky is number 49, Tristan Hunter. Our first look at Tristan Hunter this weekend.
Tristan wears number 49, a right-hander, 6'2", 185, a sophomore from Forsyth, Missouri, Forsyth High School. Hunter, no record, an ERA of 3.6, making his 12th relief appearance, 10 innings. 4 runs on 7 hits, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks, a homer. And opponents are hitting 194 against Tristan Hunter. No record, an ERA of 0 in the league. This will be his 4th relief appearance, 3 innings. No runs on 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Has not given up a homer, and opponents hitting 182 against Tristan Hunter.
He's the 8th pitcher of the game for Kentucky. And in between innings, the SEC champions made an appearance. The Auburn women's tennis team were here. They were recognized and got a really great ovation from the crowd here at Plainsman Park.
Beat Vanderbilt 4-love today.
Convincing.
Yes, indeed. And now the Tigers will be one of the top seeds at the SEC tournament in Norman, Oklahoma. Look for Auburn to host both the first couple rounds and the second couple rounds. So the regionals and the super regional coming up in the NCAA tournament.
Jordan Szabo and the team making their way through the
indeed.
concourse here and continuing to get recognized. Eric Guevara swings to the first pitch, flies it off to the right, 0-1.
That's terrific. Great to see. That team has been dynamite all year long for Auburn.
Been a powerhouse. Really cool. You got a standing, not a complete standing ovation, but a lot of fans on their feet to recognize that women's tennis team as they made their way through. Pitch bounced up to Guevara. It's 1-1. Eric has singled. He has doubled. He has scored 6 hits on the weekend for the Tigers' top hitter in conference play. 1-1 pitch. Missed the inside corner. It's 2-1. It's 11-0. Auburn needs 3 outs to win the game in the series. Move to 8-7 before Alabama State comes in here Tuesday. 2-1, breaking ball up the middle, base hit. Auburn's 13th hit of the day. About a 5-hop single for Guevara. It's a 3-hit game for the Auburn third baseman.
Boy, the approach at the plate has been good today, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It started with 3 runs in the first, a patient approach against Cleaver, a guy who only allowed 1 hit in 4 1/3 against Auburn at their place last year. The weather that day, the exact opposite of the weather today.
You're right.
It was cold, it was rainy. The game started at 10 in the morning. First pitch is low to Rembert, 1 ball, no strikes.
Auburn had won 2 thrillers going into that one, and that surrounded Auburn basketball in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament in Lexington.
That weekend was a weekend where Ike Irish kind of broke out.
Yes, indeed.
Offensively. And he stayed consistent the rest of the year. Started slow, broke out that weekend, and was good the rest of conference play. Ground ball, base hit, right side. Rembert went down to get that one. That was a 5-iron. Into right field, Rembert has his 3rd hit of the game. First and second, nobody out. Tigers not getting cheated here against Hunter in the 6th. 11-0, looking for more. Hey, you can listen to all things SEC, including live games and SEC this morning. Tune to SiriusXM SEC Radio, channel 364. That's also streaming on the SiriusXM app. Great affiliates throughout the state of Alabama. We appreciate you carrying Auburn baseball. Hopefully, if you're listening to one of those stations, you tell them you appreciate them carrying Auburn baseball. Pitch missed low and outside to Bub Terrell, 1-0. Bub, a 2-run homer on top of the Donnie in the first. He's 1 for 3. First and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Way upstairs, 2-0.
Had another RBI taken away from him by the right fielder in the third and flied to center. That first inning, I mean, just the first at bat, Bristol Carter, 3-2, and he draws a walk, and that just got things started for the Tigers.
2-0. Pitch to Bub. Low. 3 balls, no strikes. After Tuesday's game, there are only 6 home games left.
Goodness
so as of
gracious.
today, there's only 7 home games left in the regular season. It's amazing how quickly it goes. Now the 3-0. There's a strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1. It just means Auburn's on the road a good bit. 3 road series the second half of conference play. Florida, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State. 3-1 pitch. Swing, ground ball, second baseman gloves. They go to second for 1, on to first for the double play. 4-6-3 double play, and down to third goes Guevara with 2 outs.
Auburn Baseball brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. Wind Creek Casino, find your winning moment.
Home series against Oklahoma, and then Auburn closes the regular season at home against Georgia. Pitch to Bingaman. Low, ball 1. Ethan, an RBI single his last time. He also scored a run, a part of that 7-run 5th inning. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike.
Everybody in the starting lineup today with at least 1 base hit. 3 hit days for Guevara and Rembert.
14 total hits for the Tigers, 1-1, up and in, 2-1. And Kentucky didn't use Bennett. I wonder if he's not 100% or if that's just something they'd look back on and wish they'd done differently this weekend. But their closer has not pitched. Here's the 2-1. Fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Here's a question for you. Does Auburn go to Jackson Sanders in the top of the 7th? Just to give him an inning of work.
Maybe.
And to save some pitches for Petrovic with a day's less rest coming up.
Unless, do you think about using him Thursday to start the series against Florida?
I think a lot's on the table right now for Auburn.
2-2. Bounced up there, 3-2. So if you don't use him at all this weekend, now,
sure.
It's almost 2 weeks between outings.
Well, do you give him or do you give him an inning today and still think about that?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That's a real good question. Then you have Alvarez Friday, Marciano Saturday. 3-2 pitch way upstairs. That's ball 4. Bingaman draws a walk. That's an interesting thought. Because if you keep it Alvarez, Marciano, Petrovic, then everybody moves up a day. All right, Eddie Madrigal to the plate. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Madrigal has walked, he has singled, he has scored a run. He was on base for Gregorio's grand slam. How about Chris Rembert's day today? RBIs in 3 different at-bats. He has 3 hits. Pitch to Madrigal. Upstairs, 1-0. Just a lot to like coming into this. There was the Jacksonville State game left a bad taste in everybody's mouth for 3 days until you could get back out here to the ballpark. And Auburn's put together 38 hits and looking to win another series. Pitch. Ground ball, right side, second baseman backhands, throws to first for the out, and the inning is over. And that's out number 3. No runs, couple of hits. No errors. And a couple left.
Petrovic back to the hill.
He'll try to close it out and go the distance. We go to the 7th. Auburn needs 3 outs for a series win. It is 11-0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Alex Petrovic is indeed back out there to try to finish it off. He has thrown 83 pitches. He has struck out 7. He's given up just 4 hits through 6 innings. He needs just 3 more outs for Auburn to win it. And we turn it back over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, to close it out.
Scott Campbell Jr. will lead it off. He's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. 2 of the 7 strikeouts today for Alex Petrovic. And it is a pinch hitter up there for Kentucky, and it is a strike call to said pitch hitter, number 24, Braxton Van Cleve, a reserve outfielder from Arlington, Texas. Right-hander Petrovic against the left-hander Van Cleve in the pitch. Popped it up into center. Bristol Carter in, now over a couple steps. 1 out in the 7th inning. Petrovic needed 7 pitches, all strikes, to get through the first inning. Auburn then scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and the stage was set on the day. Caden Cloud will now bat. 1 out, top of the 7th, Auburn 11, Kentucky nothing. Cloud is 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a ground out to second. Stretch, here's the pitch. Strike. That has been the theme today for Petrovic. 86 pitches. And the pitch on the way. Line drive to center. Here comes Bristol Carter. 2 outs. He has been a strike-throwing machine today, as Bristol Carter. And now, 1 out away from a complete game, 7-inning shutout. And here's Ethan Hindle. Doubled into the left field corner in the 5th. He grounded to third, back in the 3rd. As Auburn goes for a series win against Kentucky, and the crowd starts to pick it up. Stretch by Petro. Here's the pitch. Hindle, high and deep to left. That will get off the top of the monster. One-handed by Terrell, and a one-hopper to second keeps Hindle at first base. Terrell picked that one up on a hop, barehanded off the wall, and threw a one-hopper to Rembert at first or second base. And it's a long single for Hindle. Now 2 outs. And here is the catcher, Ryan Schwartz. 2 outs, a runner at first. That is the 5th hit of the day for Kentucky. Auburn leads 11-0 as Petrovic comes set. Here's the pitch. Strike on the slider. Big right-hander looks in, shakes off a sign. Now comes set at the belt. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball foul past third. And the Tigers are a strike away from a series win. Petrovic a strike away from a complete game 7-inning shutout. And the crowd comes to its feet at Plainsman Park. Won 12-5 on Friday. Kentucky won 5-4 last night. Tigers going for the series win with this pitch, leading 11-0 in the 7th. Here's the 0-2. Just up, just high. A ball and 2 strikes to Schwartz. A runner at first, 2 down. Hindle gets his lead there. Petrovic comes set. 1-2 to Schwartz. Swing and a miss. He struck him out and Auburn wins. The Tigers win the game. The Tigers win the series. Petrovic, a complete game 7-inning shutout. The final today, Auburn 11, Kentucky nothing. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking